What's going on, my super fam? My apologies for such a late videos. I had so much family stuff going on this week that I didn't actually have time to make a Baizhu video until now. But either way guys, we're finally back and we're back into our usual top teams of Baizhu today. I hope that any of you have wanted Baizhu, have been able to put for him and started building him. And so we're going to be diving in depth into Baizhu's team build so that you have some different team comps to play around with him. If you're new to the channel guys, don't forget to subscribe as I will be doing a giveaway at 35,000 subs, so that's going to be a huge chance for you to grab a lot of Primo Gems. And so guys, let's dive into the video. Now, usually we're going to be having some of the most important notes that you want to keep in mind, especially for Baizhu before you go ahead and build his team comps. Now, for Baizhu personally, after testing a lot on him, I feel that he's a pretty okay character. He's not that bad compared to all of the pre-analysis we had before his official release. His healing capability is really good. Obviously, that is what his job is, and he does it really well. Baizhu doesn't really have a lot of AoE guys. He's going to be mostly single targeted, and also he has really low personal damage, so technically speaking you're not going to be relying on him either doing damage, or most of the time he's not going to be able to give you a lot of dendro application either, even though his burst does give you a bit of AoE. However, it's not that large, therefore many of the time you do kind of want to have another dendro character to run with on your team. His burst is the most important part of his kit, and it is something that actually requires up to 80 energy, which is quite a lot. Therefore, you do want to keep in mind his energy recharge level. So in order to do that, you have to be prepared for a couple of things. Either you have another dendro character to support Baizhu on energy recharge, or you focus on building energy recharge for him. In this, you either can have an energy recharge Sans, or you can run a Favonius Codex, as well as the prototype Amber that should help him with a lot of energy recharge that way as well, which should cover a lot on that part for him. In terms of artifacts guys, he does have a lot of options. However, most of the time I just recommend you to go ahead and go with the 4-piece deep wood, because you're not going to be relying on his personal damage, so he's going to be best fit as basically as a support character for your team, and the other dendro character on your team can just go with the Gilded Dream, which is really easy build. Now, we've seen that Baizhu can sometimes be compared to Yao Yao a lot because they are both dendro healer, and of course Yao Yao is a very good dendro healer with a lot of dendro application. However, I feel that Baizhu is kind of in a different niche as well, because the upside of Baizhu is that he doesn't require a lot of on-field time like Yao Yao. Yao Yao here, I feel that you have to switch her in like once every 6 seconds or so that she can reset her E skill, and of course her burst requires her to be on field. However, on Baizhu's sides, he technically only need to be on field to cast his E skill and his burst has a 20-second cooldown. Therefore, most of the time you won't have Baizhu on field for at least around 16 to 18 seconds of off field, which is a perfect thing for especially hyper carries, since they love to be on field for a long time. Therefore, support character that have long uptime of their buff is very valuable. So overall, Baizhu is a pretty decent character that can have and see a lot of its value in different teams. Of course, if you are lacking in healer, especially Yao Yao as a dendro healer, then Baizhu is a really good character on many of your team when it comes to dendro reactions. And so those, I would say, are some of the most important points regarding Baizhu before you hop into the team builds. Now let's see some of his top team comps options. First team, we have Sino, Baizhu, Nahida, and Xingqiu. This is going to be a Hyper Bloom Baizhu specifically for Sino team, and I would say that this is one of the best team that Baizhu can be in as well, because it fit perfectly for Sino. And one of the main thing here is going to be resistance to interruption guys. This is something that I kind of forgot to mention on the section above, but since Baizhu does give you a little bit of shield with his burst, even though it breaks a lot and can be broken easily, it still gives your character resistance to interruption, which is something that Sino desperately needs. If you don't have this, I'm sure many of you Sino mains can feel the pain of Sino getting interrupted constantly with his combo, and Sino combo is also also one of the most important part with his kit in order to deal a lot of damage. So Baizhu technically is a perfect partner for Sino at this point. And of course we have Nahida. Hopefully you have her on your team because she has just had her rerun, plus she's a really good character since Archon character is amazing as usual. And then Xingqiu here to provide you a lot of hydro application for our Hyper Bloom damage here and there, and off-field damage for Xingqiu. Team rotation is rather simple guys. You first start off with Xingqiu's EQ, to Baizu's EQ, to Nahida's EQ, and then to Sino being on field. Second team we have Kuching, Baizhu, Fischl, and Nahida. Basically an aggravate as well as spread team. You do have a few options because it's basically a mix and match kind of team. Kuching here is going to be the on-field DPS for you. So if you do have any other electro DPS, you can just basically slot it in and it still be perfect. Very simple team to run guys, because Baizhu is kind of like a character that's already have you covered in most of the healing sections. Also a little bit of buff from his passive talent too, as well as shield for resistance to interruption. So overall it's a really good thing that we have Baizhu here on this team. It feels really good to have him here. Fischl's going to be helping you with a lot of off-field damage and as well as electro resonance, helping a lot with energy recharge for Baizhu as well. Nahida is still here to help you with dendro resonance, and of course Nahida just do what she does best. Team rotation is again pretty easy guys. First start off with Nahida's EQ, to Fischl's E, to Baizu's EQ, and then to Kuching's EQ. Third team we have Al-Haytham, Baizhu, Fischl, and Yelan. This once again a Hyper Bloom. However, Baizhu is also one of the best partner we have alongside with Al-Haytham because it works similar along with Sino. This time around we're actually running along with Dendro Resonance. So we're going to be focusing on a little bit of more damage here. So you may want to keep in mind a little bit on Baizu's energy recharge side so that he always have his burst whenever you need him. If you have Yelan, you can of course switch into Xingqiu's place, and then with that Al-Haytham just continue to do what he does best. Team rotation is pretty simple guys. You can first start off with Yelan's EQ, to Fischl's EQ, to Baizu's EQ, and then to having Al-Haytham being on field. Team number 4 we have Baizhu, Ayato, Nahida, and Xiangling. This is going to be a Bergen team, and I believe that this is one of the best performing Bergen team with Baizhu alongside. Ayato here is definitely going to be the main driver. However, he also has a lot of hydro application for the team to trigger Bergen. Xiangling is also one of the best pyro application for the team as well. Plus she does a ton of damage guys, so she is a perfect fit for Bergen team. And of course Nahida together with Baizhu here to increase a lot of damage in terms of EM, and supporting Baizhu with his energy recharge as well. Team rotation is pretty simple. You start off with Nahida's EQ, to Xiangling's EQ, to Baizu's EQ, and then to Ayato hopping on field, casting his burst first guys, and then to his E skill. And then on team 5 we have basically a Nilou Bloom team guys. Whenever there's a Dendro character just arrive, we technically try to fit into Nilou's team because you know, yeah, Nilou is a team that focuses on Hydro and Dendro only, and this time around Baizhu is kind of like a character that can fit into a free-to-play teams of yours, or if you are lacking characters such as Kokomi, you know, Nahida, and even Yelan. If you're lacking in those 5-star character, which is generally the best 5-star character for a Nilou team, Baizhu can be here to run you alongside with Xingqiu and Yao Yao, and that makes up for a lot if you are lacking in character, because before Kokomi was just basically the character that, you know, carries the whole team in terms of healing, but now you have both Baizhu and Yao Yao here to cast you a lot of Dendro application and more than enough healing. Nilou team is going to be more than comfortable performing at her best potential. So Baizhu guys, I feel that he's a character that can technically fit into most of the team if you feel that you don't really have any other good, you know, support, sub DPS or healer that you can fit into your current team, because what he does is amazing healing with a bit of support from his passive talent as well as shield from his burst. The only thing that he lacks a lot is his Dendro application. I really do wish that he had more of this, because if he did, he would actually rivals that of Kokomi. But either way guys, he has a lot of team options that we have just discussed here. I know that there are other team options that you can run in him as well. So if you do have any other team recommendation guys, feel free to leave it down in the comment and I will get to you there. I hope that the video have been really helpful and enjoyable for you. And of course I have a lot of other team comps building section guys, so if you're interested interested in team building, you can have a whole list of videos for you to go through. Again, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to join my upcoming giveaway. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me till this part of the video, guys, and with that I wish you a super day and we'll catch you on my next video.